My name is Alan M. Cohn, and I am almost 83 years old. Next month, as a matter of fact. I have Alzheimer's disease. That's the bad news. The good news is that with the help of my neurologist, I have found an effective treatment for this miserable disease. Even though the experts say that's impossible, I saw my father die of this disease, and I swore that it would not get me, and it won't. Now, I have a bad heart. That'll probably get me, but it isn't going to be Alzheimer's. About 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago, I began to exhibit the symptoms. Lost the ability to drive and find my way home. Lost the ability to walk and find my way home. Lost the ability to write. Lost the ability to read. Lost the ability to even speak a single cohesive sentence and remember where I was going. And they were looking for an Alzheimer's home for me. Instead, I came down here to Palm City, Florida, where my son-in-law, an otolaryngologist, found a very good neurologist for me. She put me on an acetylcholinesterase inhibitor called Razidine, gradually increased the dosage, and that'll give you several months of mental clarity until it fails. But it doesn't have to fail, and that's what I discovered. Now, so I can say with the help of my neurologist, I found an effective treatment for this miserable disease. And it's never going to get me. In the months of mental clarity that the drug Razidine gave me, I researched and found a daily cocktail of dietary supplements which, along with the Razidine, you have to take the drug and the cocktail the rest of your life. Stopped and substantially reversed my Alzheimer's disease. So-called experts say that this is impossible, as I said before, and that no one survives this disease. They are wrong. You're looking at somebody who claims he has survived, and you can too, or your loved ones. In the months of the mental clarity that the drug gave me, I researched and found why the so-called experts had failed in every attempt they had made. The drug does not have to fail like they think it does. There are secondary effects of Alzheimer's, such as beta amyloid plaques and other things that they don't even know about. But nature has taken care of it. The populations of the Indian subcontinent don't suffer from Alzheimer's. The populations of the North American Eskimos in the Arctic Circle don't suffer from Alzheimer's. Something in their diets, and I will list that. I'll list the supplements and the foods. Prevents them from ever getting the disease. Okay, here's what I take in my daily cocktail. First, I take the drug Razidine, as I said before, every single day. Then every day I take turmeric, which is curry. Got that from the Indian subcontinent of more than 1 billion people. So I have a statistical evidence that this works. The dosages can be found on the labels. The only label I violate, I take 2 turmeric a day, not just 1. I always take all of my supplements with food so I don't get fish burps or burning in the stomach. If I do, I neutralize it with Tums. I also take omega-3 fish oil supplements with high amounts of DHA. I put organic flaxseed meal on my morning cereal, but not everybody can convert that to omega-3, so that's just sort of an insurance policy. I also take the following vitamins and foods. I take vitamin D3 and B12. Both of these are hard to assimilate after you're past the age of 55. So I take the supplements, and B12 is even harder to assimilate. The supplements sometimes don't work. So I eat chicken livers or giblets, which is the heart, liver, and gizzard of poultry. The foods you don't have to take every day. The foods you can just take 2 or 3 times a week. The supplements, however, have to be taken every day along with the Razodine, without fail. Always with meals, by the way. Now, the cold water fish, an example of those are wild salmon, cod, haddock, and tuna fish. I also eat lots of curried foods, again, using Tums to put out the fire if I get a fire in the stomach. I take a multivitamin and mineral supplement, but no iron. I do that daily, but I'm not sure how important that is or how functional it is. I do that just also as an insurance policy. That's it. That's the whole formula right there, but there's more to tell in the story. As I said, you must take the drug and these dietary supplements and every day of your life or you will regress. It takes several months for this cocktail to work, and I emphasize that you must continue to take this entire cocktail. The food's not necessarily every day, but the cocktail every single day along with the Razodine for the rest of your life, which is not a bad price to pay to stay alive and to keep your brains alive. I had already had a radical brain shrinkage by the time I started this treatment, and I still came back. I posted a YouTube series under the title Alz's, Alzheimer's, that's of course Alz's Alzheimer's diet, telling why this cocktail works and why the medical world will not approve this cocktail. Of course, there is no pot of gold for big pharma in this effective treatment, and the FDA will not approve either. Even your neurologist will not openly approve, but you must tell him or her that what you are doing. They will keep records and eventually get together to force the medical experts to accept this treatment, because believe me, if it works on me, it's going to work on anybody and everybody who needs it. And the Federation of American Alzheimer's Associations has predicted that by the middle of the century, the year 2050, more than 100 million people will be suffering and dying from this terrible disease, and their families will be suffering right along with them. This does not have to be, and this cocktail will prevent this from happening. In fact, there's even evidence that the supplements, even without the Razodine, the acetylcholinesterase inhibitor, might prevent you from ever getting this disease in the first place. But if you already have it, you have to go to a neurologist, tell her what you're doing. Don't expect her to approve it, but she won't stop you either, she or he. And I'm counting on the neurologist to back this up as they see and get statistically significant samples of recovering patients, which has never happened before. I have already reported, as I said to you before, in a series, I think 5 or 6 items, about less than 20 minutes, all the details as to why this works. All of the statistical evidence and the populations which don't get it. Please report your successes to my son at the following email address: defeatad@gmail.com. Let us know how you are doing at 2 months, at 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and thereafter. Good luck to all of us.